Welcome everyone to Nexus Gaming Series. I'm your host, DB Smiley, bringing you some Nexus Gaming Series action between these two teams, the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit and Reborn Knights Black. And two really good teams this season, teams that have been playing just quite well indeed. Taking a look at the standings, when we see Reborn Knights Black, they were up near the top. Now, I think they have more games to play remaining than some of the teams above them. But Real Ultimate Mosh Pit really just having a great year. They've been one of those teams that's just gotten better each season and definitely showing it here. Taking a look at the bans, we saw bans on the Alterac, BOE, Tomb of the Spider Queen and Volskaya, first map Cursed Hollow. If we take a look, we already see a target ban onto the Tyrael. ETC very well could be a target ban onto Rabid Penguin. We've seen him play it a lot. But ETC is just a good general ban. Tyrael definitely has to be a target ban. No ifs, ands, or buts. My cat wants out of the room, so... Come on out, baby. Come on, baby. In or out. Watch your tail. You gotta be in or out. Sorry, my cat decided he neither wanted to be in the room nor out of it. And Kira is available this week. But we see a Falstad ban and a Kira ban. That leaves up some pretty powerful picks. The Anduin, the Joanna, the Diablo, the Anna, the Tyrande. Kael'thas is available. We're going to see the Jaina. Rabid Penguin on Jaina. So last I casted this team, Rabid Penguin had been tanking. It's a bit of a surprise for me to see that. Granted, I have not casted this team in a while, so it could have been a role swap in the interim. I actually just noticed GG Pokecheck is not here, so that could explain it. GG Pokecheck tended to be their mage player, so with Crafty Devil here, with Phantoms here. Was it Phantoms was their tank player? I could have sworn it was, yeah, it was Phantoms, that was it. Okay. I'm blanking out here, but there's Joanna and Sylvanas. Two pretty powerful, popular picks this season. Followed up with a classic blast from the past, Miranda. Not really a blast from the past, it is very meta right now as well, but was the old meta back in yonder days. Solskiddo, a very good Tyrande player. And Tyrande, just generally very good on the map. Vision is critical on this map. Knowing what your enemy team is doing, anticipating how they're going to rotate, when they're going to rotate boss, all very useful things when they're doing their camps. Tyrande gives you vision in a way that pretty much no other healer does. We do see the Abathur ban, which makes sense when you have the Jaina. Could have seen something like an Arthas Abathur come out. There we see the Greymane ban. So kind of going after the aggressive style that we sometimes see the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit play. Let's see what these next picks are. They don't have to pick a healer now, though they can. They're going to go Lunara Malthael. Now, this is a lot of sustained damage. It is a very large amount of AoE-based sustained damage, potentially. So it's one way to try to overwhelm Tyrande, give her too many people to heal. That said, Tyrande, Alun's Chosen will certainly save one target. So we'll see how well this works. I'm a bit worried about siege damage as well. From a standpoint of actually sieging up structures. There we see a Hanzo and a Dahaka, so getting a global here for Crafty Devil in that solo lane. And then Hanzo provides even more vision, as well as pretty good boss clear. Supply Maker gonna jump onto that. Last pick coming in, it's gonna be a healer. What's it gonna be? Anduin maybe, or Rhaegar? It's gonna be Anduin. I was expecting a cleanse. We got it. Alright. So with that, taking a look at these drafts, a bit more unconventional on the side of Trump, very kind of meta for this map on the side of Reborn Knights Black. They're good heroes on the left side. I don't immediately see the synergy, but I could just be missing it. There is certainly enough poke damage to try to overwhelm the Tyrande. If she tries to step up to get auto attacks to reduce her healing, Joanna can blind and condemn the Tyrande, who could then get leaving struck on. That said, with two frontliners and a Hanzo, I think there's enough poke the other way to kind of prevent really that hard dive from Lunara. She'll have to step up so far that she'll be very vulnerable to a Jaina blow-up. So I overall like the draft more out of Reborn Knights Black. But we'll see. Taking a look now, though, we are going to want to... You know, I like healers. I play healer. I like to see what the healers play. I'm going to take a look at the AFK healer now. And we've seen some Brightwing. But heavy focus on the Anduin this season. 78% win rate, not bad, but a really fantastic 15.3 KDA. That's just quality play.
Prepare yourself.
And a 1.6 clutch heal average, that may seem low. That's actually pretty good overall, because there's some games that you just won't get clutch heals for any number of reasons. But we are moving now into the match. We're going to take a moment to introduce our teams. On the left side, it's going to be Dankstrom on Joanna, Idioms on Malthael, Synchrony going to be on Sylvanas, the AFK healer going to be on Anduin, and Rolf the dog going to be on Lunara. It is the real ultimate mosh pit, but their opponents on the right, whoops, it's going to be, hey, I found them! Crafty Devil on Dahaka. It's going to be Rabid Penguin on Jaina, the Pie Maker. Going to be on Hanzo, Selskiddo on Tyrande, and bringing up the rear Phantoms. Going to be on that Muradin. Accidentally clicked onto a member of the real ultimate mosh pit there, so I didn't have vision for a second. Taking a look, level 1 talents coming up. Joanna going with the standard Iron Skin talent, especially into this kind of combo. It makes a lot of sense. Lunara already down the bot lane, Malthael already top, so we don't see the bolt strategy. Again, seeing this renew. I've been seeing it quite a bit from Anduin. If you go renew, the kind of one thing that you would likely see is some cube talents, and possibly at level 4 you see the Moral Compass. But without the bold strategy, without the healing off damage, there's no reason to take Variance Legacy at 20. Which, granted, I would expect them to take the cleanse upgrade anyway. So I think it's a good talent offering where if you just really need cleanses, then you're not going to get Variance Legacy. You're not going to get nearly as much value off that level 20 Variance Legacy. If you're not going to get nearly as much value off level 1 Bold Strategy if you don't go Variance Legacy. Me talk good tonight, but 2 siege camps cleared up. Looking in the middle here, rotation coming top. The Haka could step up a bit too far. AFK healer gonna spot it out. Root tongue lands before the root does. AFK healer gonna have to heal himself there. Level 4 is here. Now Malthael should absolutely beat the Haka in this lane quite strongly, but actually they're gonna rotate Malthael out so he can do Bruiser Camp while Sylvanas and Anduin push down this top lane. Crafty Devil gonna need some help here, but in the meantime, Bruiser Camp being grabbed by Tyrande and Hanzo. Malthael grabbing Bruiser Camp down here. Lunara pushing up this bot lane. And so top lane, kind of on its own at the moment. But here comes Rabid Penguin. Gonna at least push the members of TRUMP off. And they are going to clear this up, but they've actually lost quite a lot here in this top lane. Both teams getting their Bruiser up. The Bruiser is going to... Oops, sorry. Trying to correct my mouse there. The Bruiser is going to be on the side of TRUMP in terms of where it meets. Apologies. I'm trying to fix my mouse here. Looking like Rabid Penguin now in a little bit of an awkward spot. Gonna be able to walk away, though. Muradin stepping up to stall Lunara on the channel. Gonna take some poke damage here. And a little bit of a slower rotation. Dahaka now burrowing, though, into the back line. Phantoms is already quite low, however. Dodges the... the Lunar Flare was on his side, but Phantoms actually now might drop here. Third wind, doesn't kick in time, and there you just see the damage Lunara put out, taking out both tanks. Tyrande not really rotating in quick enough to kind of top them off, and you just didn't really see a target focus there by Reborn Knights Black, so TRUMP played that well. Recognizing the strength of their comp was to just get to the point early and zone off, try to force one of the warriors to move up aggressively, and then just punish. And, Tyrande, when there's a lot of poke on the other team, like there is with that Lunara, it can be very hard for her to step up reliably and get those auto attacks off. And then Joanna is just really exceptional at zoning. She's hard to run past. And already seeing Malthael pushing up top is no one in this top lane right now de-pushing it. So TRUMP getting an opportunity here to get a pretty big lead. Rabid Penguin actually in a bit of an awkward spot as it's Soul Skiddo. Gets dismounted, the chase is on. There's the race strike, and Rabid Penguin's going to go down right before the subjective timer. Should be up in time, but another kill there for TRUMP. They're up to 3 now. But that said, Lunara now starting to rotate away for this objective. Dahaka can burrow in late, but you have, right now, Muradin on babysitting duty up in this top lane, trying to get some soak. On the other hand, if you are TRUMP, you want to grab this shrine very quickly, so that way the other team does not have a chance to get level 10s before the next objective comes up. And I really like this aggressive zoning here by Idioms and Synchrony. The question is, will Idioms get away? And he gets the cleanse, so he's fine. And now, what does Trump do? Probably tweet something stupid. TRUMP right now spreading back to their lanes, trying to make sure they get level 10, look for that advantage. They will have a pretty big gap here before Reborn Knights Black is able to get level 10. Dahaka doing the best he can to soak in this bot lane. Has closed the gap a bit. It's down to about 3/4 of a level. Now down to about half. But level 10 is close for TRUMP. It is not particularly close for RKB. So Sylvanas going to grab the siege camp. Jaina finishing up the siege camp down here. Both teams will get that split push available. Of course, this favors TRUMP because it's in the opposite lane of the shrine. And it looks like Hanzo just walking top. RKB probably recognizing, hey, we can't really do anything here. They got level 10s. They got the Thornwood Vine. They got the Wailing Arrow. They got the Last Rites. They got the Blessed Shield. We can't really do much except stall with an owl. But that's pretty much it. So that's going to be a curse before level 10 can get picked up by RKB. And that'll be a chance for Lunara. She should be able to easily push up against this Dahaka in this bot lane. Dahaka goes Isolation. We have Muradin on Avatar. We got the Dragon's Arrow. We got Hanzo trying to escape here. Last Rites will secure his... No! Tyrande got the heal in just in time. But now Tyrande doing a really good job keeping Rabid Penguin alive. Rabid Penguin gets behind the wall thanks to that Loon Shiz. Pardon me. So that was a very strong disengage by RKB. Things could have gone very badly there. In that time, by the way, we do see the Salvation now picked up by Anduin. That being the choice. Mid-fort, though, going to drop the minions here. Lunara still dealing with the Dahaka in the bot. Dahaka in the bush right now, not showing. Looks like we might see a rotation to either get this bot fort, or looks like they're just actually just going to start the bruiser camp, or the boss camp, excuse me, here. Let's see if RKB anticipates and matches. Looks like they're doing just that. They're going to start their boss as well. Tyrande can give vision. So the boss going to get picked up down here in the bottom first. But Dahaka did an okay job defending down here. Meanwhile, up in the top, boss still has not been grabbed. Lunara has sent her Wisp up. Muradin getting ready to zone, but looks like they're going to cap this before the engage can happen. So, bosses in opposite lanes. Dahaka going to be able to deal some damage to this in bot, though won't be able to fully neutralize. They're actually going to get stunned out here. Now burrows it out. Jaina has finished her Frostfinger's quest. We are going to see a much quicker boss burn on the side of TRUMP. The ultimate mosh pit is indeed going to clear this up pretty quick. Down here in the bottom, Crafty Devil might be able to save the fort, but it's very, very questionable at the moment. The minions might finish it. No, the fort is technically still alive. Alive in the exact same way that Terry Shiva was. I'm never going to be allowed to cast again. Anyway, now we're seeing a 5v4 here, but Dahaka could burrow into this bush and cause some problems. RKB actually with the experience advantage because they let the wave push into them here. So they have level 13, but are they going to pull the trigger on this? Dahaka has not burrowed in yet. He's pushing up in the bottom.
Gather tribute or face makers.
Do you want to go in for the vision? This is going to be a top shrine, but we are going to see Lunar just come down quickly, take this fort out with her Thornwood Vine. Siege camp has not been started yet by RKB, and it looks like they're not going to take it. Rather, they're going to focus on moving in towards the shrine, although TRUMP going to get better preparation here. Malthael already moving his back, getting a ton of damage. Rabbit Penguin gets completely isolated from the team, taken off. Ring of Frost disengaged by the Salvation, and then Muradin going to be the next to fall. Crafty Devil burrows, but not going to be able to buy enough time. Maloon's Chosen might keep him up. No, he finally drops. Malthael doing a lot of damage this game, but Sylvanas getting isolated, or excuse me, not Sylvanas, Jaina getting isolated there was pretty rough. So with this Sylvanas, we are seeing a push up here. They're going to get the wall and then back it off. Safely. Possibly going to rotate up to collect this tribute as well as grab their siege camp. Owl going to give vision, but there's nothing really that RKB can do right now. As you know, they have yet to find a single kill in this game. That said, if they can start finding them, if they can start executing that combo, it'll get better. Interesting build out of the Anduin here. Still taking an Inner Fire for the basic attack to get value with Renew, and that's completely acceptable. Power Word Shield I've always questioned. But we'll see if it gets value here. There comes the isolation with the Dragon's Arrow, but Salvation comes out. Ring of Frost, though, collects Malthael, but the Cleanse comes in time. The Blizzard now chunking out so much damage to Dengstrom, and Dengstrom goes down, and that's the first kill of the map for RKB. Let's see what they can do with this. Are they going to chase this? So the advantage of the shield does give a good burst. And, It's a decent shield. I mean, 300 damage at this level, 350 damage roughly. I personally have never loved it as a talent. That's just like my opinion, man. I mean, certainly, you know, it can buy you some time if you're running away. But I've always liked the Q talent, especially if you go Renew. You're going to be wanting to get off a lot of Qs anyway. But anyway, bottom being pushed up here by Sylvanas. Level 16 advantage to TRUMP. And there is the inner focus, which I expected to see with this kind of Q build focus. Do we get Desperate Plea at 20? Or do we get the second cleanse? I think, at this point, I think the second cleanse can be better. I don't even think the Desperate Plea is really needed. Half as much as the second cleanse is. Tribute warning's up. The two teams are close to each other, both checking out bushes. Trying to keep an eye on the boss play. Dahaka's still in the top, can burrow in at any time. Level 16's now here for both teams. Muradin with the stone form has a ton of self-sustain now. As well as northern exposure here. Idiom gets the tongue. Heal is there. He survives. Alun's Chosen keeps the crappy devil up. There's the Starfall as well for even more healing. Phantom has the last rice, and he's going to drop. The Avatar not saving him there. Now it's a full retreat from RKB, but I don't know how far they're going to get. Crafty Devil might escape. Lunara is on the chase. Piemaker trying to peel, but he may have just paid for Crafty Devil's sins there. Piemaker going to drop, and that is 4 kills. And this should be TRUMP looking to end the game with these death timers. They can absolutely do it. And a very well played game by them. Obviously, I think you got to give a lot of credit to the FK healer. He saved the... Guess they're not going to end. And in fairness, they have a Malthael. Okay, it's understandable. Hard to end the game when you have a Malthael, just because his core damage is kind of poopy dog turds. That said, his boss burn is okay. And so we are going to see that get started here with the Sylvanas, with Lunara. And this boss will move straight on to core, and there's really nothing RKB can do about this. They are at least going to try to take their own boss here, but this boss already taken now. TRUMP, actually, they're not even going to push bot. They're going to possibly make a play for this top boss here. In fact, here they come. Vision coming in. Boss is almost taken, though. Phantom's trying to zone. There's the Alun's Chosen, making sure he can stay up, but here comes Trump, and they're just going to move on and just take this boss to free. Last Rites comes out. Good heal there to keep himself alive. Salvation comes out once again to disable the Ring of Frost damage. Synchrony and Crafty Devil fighting in the back, and actually Crafty Devil getting better as that for now, but Malthael just keeps chasing on with Joanna, and Joanna helps secure 2 kills there. Both the Muradin and the Hanzo, albeit the Muradin through boss aggro. TRUMP now moving on to the core. Boss already there, shields are down. And this is going to be Trump taking game 1. So I was a bit skeptical of the draft, but definitely Toronto really had a hard time keeping up with it. The fights got real sustainy, and anytime a good engage happened, Anduin came in with the cleanse, so I think you got to give a lot of credit to the AFK healer here. I was just really surprised by the kill differential, though, because when you have a Miranda combo with the Dahaka and the Ring of Frost, you expect to get kills, but when you have the cleanse, you have the salvation, the Blessed Shield allowed some disengage as well, and TRUMP comes out on top, so we're going to get set up for game number 2. We'll be right back. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to the next gaming series.
Welcome back, everyone. Next gaming series. I'm your host, DB Smiley, bringing you the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit versus Reborn Knights Black. Real Ultimate Mosh Pit looked dominant in game number 1, but I know RKB can play better. We'll see if they can come back here in the second map. Infernal Shrines is the choice. Anduin getting banned out. Hard to blame it after that map. As I said, I thought the AFK healer played out of his mind. Some of those cleanse saves were just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Mouth would just keep getting isolated and not die. And great ultimate usage as well to disengage the damage from Ring of Frost. All told, just really, really fantastic play. Kira, ETC, still banned out on the other side. Tyrael still banned out as well. Not want to let Dagstrom get onto that hero. Understandably so. Arthas gonna be the first pick. Now, I absolutely think Arthas is good. Do I think he's the first pick? I don't. But Sindragosa is incredible on this map. So, hard to blame him. You tend to just go Sindragosa because this map encourages a lot of AoE damage, so Army of the Dead can get shut down that way. Second with Sylvanas Joanna has the first two picks. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Both good on the map as well. But with the Arthas pick, that opens up a few different healer options that otherwise would not be as particularly strong. Things like the Deckard Cain become an option. Things like Whitemane even become an option. I love that pick. Lucio Greymane. I love Lucio with Arthas. It's very strong.
On this map, Lucio can just constantly wall ride, which can make him very hard to get onto, to do damage to. Rabid Penguin jumping in onto Greymane, so he's still sticking with a burst damage dealer, but one that works extremely well with the Arthas, especially post 16 with the Executioner style. Kerrigan gonna be banned. Makes sense on the map. Very good shrine control. They already have a lot of setup for Kerrigan to blow someone up. And with the end-to-end Anterior banned, it makes it a threat. Lunara getting banned out. Now, typically Lucio does okay with the Lunara, so that's a bit surprising. That said, I mean, the Lunara was very effective at damage dealing in the last game. The next pick gonna be 2 picks to come. They don't need to grab their healer yet, but they do want to cleanse in this situation. Junkrat Chen. Panda Pals to try to harass Lucio. Junkrat for some shrine control and poke. Also just to make Arthas life hell. If Concussion Mine separates Arthas, it's very hard for him to escape, as he doesn't have mobility. Sans what Lucio can give. And Lucio would have to go pretty deep in that situation, making him vulnerable. There's the Kel'Thas, great shrine control. Yrel is the choice. That one interests me. Let me think about that for a sec. So, what's the last healer gonna be? You still want someone with a cleanse. I think Rhaegar's a great choice here. I think Rhaegar's an absolutely stellar choice here. I think Stukov is not as great a choice, because there's a lot of ways to punish him if he tries to channel. And there isn't really the hard CC to set up his root combo. Kind of surprised by that pick. Lucio can boop him out. Sound Barrier can also destroy a lot of the stuff. I don't love the Stukov pick. I don't hate it, but I definitely don't love it. We'll see, though. I didn't love the last draft from the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit, and they still dominated, so maybe it works fine. I know that Spine Launcher at level 1 could definitely hurt the Lucio. Arthas is an easy target for Vigorous Reuptake. You could just keep pumping Weighted Pustule into him. You go Fetid Touch, Vigorous Reuptake, Targeted Excision. That would be good. Massive Shove can disrupt Arthas as well. Flailing Swipe could also work. I don't know what to expect, honestly. We'll see, but taking a look, we are going to see Rolf the Dog on that Junkrat. So we'll see how he does. But we are getting set up here. We're going to introduce first, once again, the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit. We're going to have Dankstrom once again on Joanna. We're going to have Idioms on Chen, Synchrony on Sylvanas. The AFK healer going to be on Stukov, and Rolf the Dog going to be on Junkrat. It is the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit. And over on the side of Reborn Knights Black, we're going to have Crafty Devil on Yrel, Rabid Penguin going to be on Greymane. We're going to have Soul Skid on Lucio, Phantoms on Arthas, and the Pie Maker is going to be on Kel'Thas. It is Reborn Knights Black, as we are going to see a 5v5 here in this mid lane. We do get the Spine Launcher out of Lucio, so... Or, excuse me, out of Stukov, which could really, really truck into Lucio, given his low HP pool. AFK healer already taking some damage, though, and I think that's going to be the story of this game, is every time he drops silence, that will happen. That or Concussion Mine. There's just so many interrupts and roots and disruption on the other team that I'm just really surprised by the Stukov choice. Especially Sans Cleanse. Synchrony can take some damage there from the Grey Mane. 4v4 rotations. Right now, Reborn Knights Black are leading them. The Kael'thas going to help up with that. Sylvanas' wave clear will improve, however, throughout the game. Dugov staying in bush, keeping vision. Going to make sure he gets top so they don't lose any of this soak. Sylvanas, meanwhile, starting the siege camp. Grey Mane already beginning the siege camp for RKB. Slight experience lead at the moment for the real ultimate mosh pit. I just gotta say, if you think RKB is not gonna come back in this series and make a show in Game 2, I have a very large landmass in the Northern Atlantic to sell you from. But now, clearing up this bot lane. Siege camp gonna be grabbed here by RKB. Siege camp being pushed in here in the mid. RKB gonna need to send someone up to clear that. Lucio gonna help Kael'thas rotate quick. They lost a few minions though, more than a few really. So, still keeping up in the soak by getting that camp is kind of a trade-off. I have no clue how the Yrel-Chen matchup goes. I would think maybe it favors Yrel? Question mark? I don't know. My solo lane meta is so out of date. It's been 4 seasons of the Nexus Gaming series since I played solo lane last. Bottom lane getting cleared up though. Both teams just rotating. We are seeing Grey Mane and Kael'thas starting their bruiser camp. Whereas, are we going to see a rotation to it? Yes. TRUMP going to do the same. Want to make sure they get the camp in the opposite lane. Now, getting the camp earlier is going to let them rotate down faster, but that also means that their camp will be easier to clear up. Crafty Devil, I like that decision. Just go ahead and eat the mine now. That way they don't have it as a tool in the fight right away. Phantom's getting up the zone. Chen starting to rotate down, but this is a 4v5 at the moment. And it looks like RKB starting to recognize that, but here comes Chen now. Dukov with a well-positioned silence. Crafty Devil knocking back there. 25-10 at the moment, favoring RKB. No one really fighting yet. Chen now diving in. There's a silence separating out the members. So Skiddo in a bit of trouble. Concussion Mine puts him in a bad spot, and he's going to drop the Sylvanas. But down goes Chen due to the Yrel, as well as just the Kael'thas damage. And so this will be RKB winning the first shrine. They did lose their healer. This might limit how much they can push, but they need to send Yrel top now to deal with that bruiser camp up in the top lane. Joanna baiting over the wall effectively. Grey Mane, though, going to help burn this tower very quick, and Kael'thas ready to follow up with damage if the Punisher gets another leap off. Drops, though. Only 1 leap, so you, I believe in speedrunning, they call that a 1 cycle. Lucio coming down, healing up teams. Chen doing some good job double laning here. Going to rotate top now. Grey Mane going to be able to pick up this soak. Impaler camps have not been started yet. But Idiom's doing a very good job on that double soak. Now Impaler camps being started by both teams. Let's see who can get it first. It is going to be TRUMP, but not by much. Trump has a weak early game, just needs time to scale. Yeah, that's what everyone was saying in 2016, and gotta be honest, has not worked out. I don't know why I insist on making this political. RKB gonna grab that bottom neutral camp. Yrel doing okay into the Chen at the moment. Next shrine is mid. Neither team really getting a lot of progress mid, though we are seeing potentially a chance for that to happen. Living bomb spread. Feels bad, man. Look at that living bomb spread. It doesn't matter. Stukov can heal it up, I know. Interesting Stukov build. We have the biotic... Ooh, Sylvanas has DC'd. Feels bad, man. But an interesting Stukov build. We have the growing infestation, biotic armor, and the spine launcher. Now, the biotic armor does help with Greymane a bit, but Greymane is in many ways also ability damage. So we'll see how much value that gets. I'm surprised it wasn't the target excision vigorous reuptake. That Junkrat will scale, but so far only up to 22 grenades. That last shrine not lasting long really limited his scaling. Level 10's on the horizon for both teams. Let's see. This might take a while, so let's go ahead and take a brief break. We'll be right back. Alright, hopefully looks like we're getting back into this one, I hope. RKB hasn't responded yet. Okay, they're ready, so we should be good to get back into this game. Here we go. As, both teams trying to race the 10, but there's a route moving in onto... Oh boy, the chat is in the way, but Dengstrom cannot survive even though he's hiding behind that chat. Now Phantom's going to be able to escape, so That's a good kill there for RKB. It's going to get them level 10 just a bit sooner. We got the Ardent Defender chosen. There's Army of the Dead. So not the Syndragosa, as one would expect. Sound Barrier. To be clear, Army of the Dead's the generally better talent. Just on this map, I've seen so much Syndragosa just for the Sylvanas-like behavior it has that it surprises me when I don't see it on this map. That does not in any way mean it's bad. I don't at all think it's bad. I think it's a great pick. Sound Barrier, Army of the Dead. Greymane has not picked, but we have the Pyroblast out of Kael'thas. On the other side, Wailing Arrow, Riptire, Panda Pals, Flailing Swipe, and Blessed Shield going to be the choices. Pretty meta talents there. Massive Shove tends to not get as much value on this map, just because the main fights are on the Shrine where there's not a lot of push space. Flailing Swipe, good just for the duration it peels. But we are seeing already a Cursed Bullet there being the choice. Synchrony, though, going to get away. Silence comes out. Phantoms is a bit low. Has blown Army of the Dead now. Panda Pals, though, coming out. Looking at Rabid Penguin, who is low. There's the Root. The heals, though, coming out from Lucio. Junkrat gonna knock Greymane away. But Sylvanas fails to escape, so RKB with a chance now to heal and re-engage and get back in control of this Shrine. Dangstrom trying to buy some space. AFK healer throwing a silence, but there's the stun. Greymane going in for some damage. Now going to back off. RKB, it's their Shrine to lose. This is a Frozen Punisher. The gate is down too, so they could follow up over the wall. Sylvanas is back, but I don't think she'll be here in time before the Shrine is over. Chen looking like he might be going for something cheeky here, but the Flame Strike going to come out. There's the silence. Globe's still going to get grabbed. There's the Frozen Punisher. Flailing Swipe trying to buy some space for the retreat. Punisher, though, gets onto Joanna before she can blow herself unstoppable. Phantom's going in under the tower. Doesn't yet have, again, but the Frozen Punisher able to shut the tower down, and that's good recognition of what that Punisher brings to the table. That shutdown doing a good job buying some time. And they're going to walk up and grab this fort rather quickly. Minions finish off the tower. Now let's see if they can get the kind of follow-up to blow someone up off of this Punisher jump. Nope, Joanna disarming it very well. And not able to get the keep wall either. Chen has been pushing the top, so Yrel on the way up there. Meanwhile, possible siege camp invade? No, gonna play this one safe. But RKB now, with the lead in this game. Not a dominant lead by any stretch of any imagination, but still a lead all the same. Junkrat, though, got a lot of good stacks on his grenades on that last fight, so it's going to start chunking a bit more as the game goes on. Meanwhile, Arthas moving on to this neutral camp. RKB's done a good job of farming this neutral camp, but now we might see a 4v4 engage. Junkrat could look for the steal with a concussion mine. Goes in now. Arthas trying to step onto the point. There's a concussion mine. Lucio moves in, but the Wailing Arrow going to scare him off. There's the silence moving in onto Kael'thas. The shield going to keep Kael'thas alive with Mana Addict, but Lucio drops to that Riptire. So good camp still there by the Real Ultimate Mosh Pit. And as the next Shrine will be bought, it makes that camp steal much more important. Now moving in, it's using that camp steal to buy time to get mid-fort as well. Start opening up the map, trying to equalize catapult pressure in mid. Cursed Bullet comes in, hits onto Junkrat in the back, but he's fine. Knocked back there from Yrel. But otherwise, it looks like this fort will drop. The health bar is just too low to really engage on the set of RKB right now. Lucio desperately waiting for level 16 Rejuvenesca. Very important for him to grab that talent. Trump grabbing their bruiser. Fort's still standing. Once again, alive exactly the same way Terry Schiavo is. Well, was. Obviously not is. And now we are seeing, if this were Greenland, this would be apropos. Gonna just move in and take this bruiser camp. See if it's for sale. Yrel gonna have to walk away. That's your metaphor. There's Denmark, right there. Fort gonna go down, and we are seeing TRUMP going for these forts well, but we're seeing a pretty hard commit here in the bottom on the side of RKB, and they're actually going for this keep wall, potentially. Now starting to back, as the keep wall is going down up in this top lane. Greymane going to be the last to back. Here comes the Root on the Chen, trying to slow him down, reduce his retreat angle. But a good push there by TRUMP, and because they got the full keep wall, they won that trade by an amount. As well as picking up the fort on the way down. So structure's fairly even, fairly mirror imaged. Of course, with the bot lane being more valuable here, if RKB can win this shrine, they will definitely be the winners of this trade. Right now, Greymane in a bit of trouble as the Panda Pals have come to town. Down barrier, or not down barrier yet. Ooh, the Blessed Shield does hit. Riptire comes out, but Rabid Penguin's still alive, and really good response to the Panda Pals there. Might have just won RKB this shrine. And given the primacy of the bot lane, given that they've opened it up, they've softened up that bot wall, this is game-threatening. Yrel gonna go make sure that, you know, no soak happens. Recognizing the rotation here, smart move. This is a 2v1 at the moment. Let's see if they send anyone else back. This is an Arcane Punisher in the bot lane, by the way, so the granddaddy of them all. Moving now onto the keep. They have minions to soak shots. Synchrony, though, taking a lot of damage from Yrel, who is just absolutely relentless on this chase. And with that movement speed, Yrel in a lot of trouble, and I think she's going to go down. It's hammer time. Greymane holding, trying to buy time for his team to rotate down. And there he goes, finishing up the shrine as his team starts the rotation. Yrel going to stay top, though. And I think that's a smart, safe move. Greymane now moving on. They're going to be able to steal this siege camp. Get some additional pressure here in the mid lane. But obviously the focus is going to be following off this Punisher jump. 4v4 for a bit. Sylvanas will be up soon. But Chen now having to come down to defend. Panda Pal's up in 3. So watch for the jump possibly onto Kael'thas. Yrel has come down. After pushing out the top lane just a little bit. Curse Bullet there onto Chen. Chen trying to bait some attacks. He does have the Panda Pals ready to go. Here comes the living... Ooh, there comes the Blessed Shield. Panda Pals moving in onto Lucio. Lucio silenced by the Wailing Arrow. Does go down. The Panda Pals now starting to turn their attention to Arthas. Greymane comes in, getting some damage. Arthas now rooted on the retreat. Blowing the Army of the Dead. Rabid Penguin gets... concussion mined into the middle of the blue team. Yrel trying to go for the finish. Hasn't been able to find it. Does find the kill there, but is going to drop herself. So that's a 3-for-1 trade at the moment. But the Punisher is on to the core. It will die before it does any real damage. Sylvanas not even really needed. Are we going to see a push to end here? This is a bit risky without the Junkrat. They are at least going to go for this keep, and I think that's the right decision. But with Lucio up in a bit, with Greymane up in 18, I don't think they can end the game here. Especially when Stukov has actually lost siege damage because of that Spine Launcher. It's worked well. It's, you know, it's turning into damage on the enemy hero. But playing safe, recognizing, hey, Lucio's up, it's a 3v4. If we throw here, they can end the game. So, playing safe. That said, unbalanced bot lane at the moment, now with a catapult coming every wave. Going to grab the Bruiser to keep pressure onto that top lane. Bruiser, though, going to get picked up by RKB as well. And, really anyone's game at the moment. Next shrine is going to be top, so if Trump can weather the storm here, they will have that advantage in the form of the Punisher up in the top lane. There we go. Right now, 4v5 defending. Trying to get this well, but now with 5 people here, we are going to start to see the retreat come out from RKB. They don't have a well to fall back to anywhere nearby, and they did not get the well from Trump, so this is advantageous for them at the moment. It's like if that fort were Denmark, then that well is Greenland, and Trump really, really wants that well. I think is what I'm trying to say. Chen gonna soak some damage, but possibly trusted too much. Has the stagger, uses the Panda Pals to escape the dot damage. Now, here comes the Wailing Arrow onto Lucio. Lucio starting to back up. There's the heal coming out. And I think they've weathered the storm on the side of RKB, and with Synchrony low, going to tap the well. Focus of the damage is onto Dankstrom, but the silence and the Junkrat is actually going to kill Lucio here. Now Crafty Devil taking 4th damage, going to drop the Sylvanas, and oh, I think RKB chased just a bit too far there. 4 kills to 0, and this should be game, and the series, in fact. Trump going to look for the domination victory. And never before has there been a domination victory like this. This is the best domination victory there's ever been. And the biggest Twitch crowd to watch it. The absolute biggest. And, you know, there were good teams on both sides. But I think ultimately, you gotta give credit to Trump here. Phantom's gonna drop. More ceremonial than anything. Trump going to take this series. And with that, Trump gets the domination victory and continues to improve their standing. Now, gonna jump up into 2nd place in the standings with those 3 points. And they look good doing it. The Stugov silences were fairly impactful. I would say, I think there were some really good Riptires there. I think the Chen just baited out a ton of resources multiple times in that game. And there you see the power, like the stagger buying time for Panda Pals to kick. Very well played by DMs that game. But with that, we're going to see if we can do a post-game interview. Stay tuned. Thank you all for watching. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the next gaming series. DB Smiley here. The Real Ultimate Mosh Pit coming out on top 2-0 over Reborn Knights Black. I am joined by Dengstrom. Dengstrom, how are you feeling after that series?
Pretty good. Actually, really feel vindicated against all the haters. I think we're going to lose. So I feel really good about 2-0ing that series. So, especially game one.
Yeah, I mean, you guys looked really strong in that series. Game one was just utter domination. A bit of an interesting draft from my perspective. Just, not in any way a bad way of saying it. Just, it doesn't seem in fitting with the current meta, which puts a lot of emphasis on having two warriors, like two actual beefy frontliners. But you guys made it work. What do you think was like kind of the biggest element of that draft that worked for you in game one?
Just we've put that together. We've run it a few times now, and I just think our team has a better sense of what's strong rather than following everybody else. So far this season, a lot of other people are starting to steal our drafts and our team compositions as they catch on, and it's been kind of flattering a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it worked quite well. What do you attribute though your team fight success to? Was there anyone specifically you thought stood out and had a great game in that first match? Is there someone I'm thinking of?
Yeah, I mean, we had two great players at that first game that had some really impactful ultimates as far as that goes, which is the End-to-End Salvations, just stopping us from blowing up. But, of course, he let me die instead of Idiom, so I get that on my record. The one death game one. But also had some really good silences game one as well. And, my brother Lunar is very probably... Lunar doesn't seem like super impactful. It's really good.
It's sneaky damage.
Put out a lot of work in that match too. It's not necessarily as flashy as everybody else, but it worked out very well.
Yeah, it can really be like as a healer main, I can say that it feels like a strong counter to Tyrande because it's just so hard for Tyrande to step up and get the auto attack she needs to have the healing throughput without trying to trade into Lunara, which is always kind of rough. I do want to point out also, because I mentioned AFK Healer had at least two, possibly more, really, really big cleanse saves as well.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he's meowing outside the door at me right now. So.
Well, obviously they're a fan of AFK Healer as well. So. Yeah. I mean, I know we are. So.
Game two, I was curious about one pick in the draft, the Stukov. Out of curiosity, was there any particular reason for it, or was it more comfort?
Big dick arm, mostly. So
okay.
He just slaps the shit out of the other team and pushes them back, because what they want to do with that composition is just run at us. Get that speed in Lucio, get a rail jump, Arthas root, and Greymane in there. And as you saw top lane, like that very last fight, if we don't have arm there, Chen probably dies out of that. I mean, he got an ult off right away, which also helped save him. But his whole health bar was stagger damage. He was gonna die. But getting them off of him, allowing him to actually get the ult off just from that arm was essential and let us win that top fight. So I think without that one ult and one play from AFK Healer, again, that's a really dicey situation.
All right. Well, with that, I mean, this moves you guys, I believe, up to second place in the standings. Again, assuming everything's up to date. What does that set your aspirations at for the rest of the season?
So we have two other really hard games still left to play against better teams than the ones we just fought, which is both Beast Coast and Minion Miners.
Right.
And I know both of them are watching this match. We've been talking to a few of them on and off the last few weeks. A lot of people are really interested in how we've been performing, as much as the analysts probably don't watch. Other people are picking up on our drafts and our play style. So yeah, I think we're one game up of another team that could be in second place. So I just effectively think we're tied for that. It's not out of the realm of possibility we get second if we win our next two games, but it'll be pretty hard. We're probably expecting to end up third or fourth realistically.
Okay. Well, best of luck the rest of the season. Thank you for letting me cast. And with that, I'll give you time for shoutouts.
Yeah, well, thank you for casting last minute for that as well. It just got dropped this morning, and so I greatly appreciate that, Smiley. Thanks for doing that for us. Shoutouts always. We probably have Sven watching in the audience. Thanks for cheering us on, man. He's one of our hopeful subs if the admins will let us add him on there. He hasn't played in eight months, and he's an awesome guy. AFK Healer Suka always for the wonderful healing, idioms for the solo lane and playmaking potential, and Synchrony, and my brother Ralph the dog, which is Ralph, hard F on there, guys. All those casters out there. Always just
doing
Rolf
because I was thinking the Muppet.
Yeah, Ralph.
I mean, that would be like calling yourself
I think Jason called him Raoul.
I mean, that would be like naming yourself Kermit the Frog. Like, everyone's gonna say Kermit.
Oh yeah, I know, but he called him Raoul earlier this week. So, so there's at least it's not Raoul,
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, thank you. And we're going to take a brief break here. We're going to set up for the next match of the evening. It is between Soak Every Lane and... what is the second team? Forgive me here. Soak Every Lane versus, I believe, Uncomfortably Numb. So we'll get set up for that series, and we'll see everyone on the other side of the break. Or no, it's Unemployed Gaming, I believe. Alright. We'll see everyone on the other side of this break. Thank you for watching. Take care.